Lifetime limited powertrain warranty, high P&E, fueling excellence, McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurants, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Coming up on Prime Time, during today's press briefing, it was confirmed 6 children are among those in our community with COVID-19. Plus, the Department of Education announced school is canceled for the remainder of the year. And we've got the latest numbers from the USS Teddy Roosevelt, as more than half of her crew have now been tested.
Hafa and good evening, everyone. I'm Sabrina Salas-Matanani. Before we get to the latest on efforts with containing COVID, a message from one of our frontline heroes from the Guam Fire Department.
Buenas and Hafa, this is Firefighter Conception with the Guam Fire Department. You can help us to flatten the curve by washing your hands or using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer.
We cannot express enough appreciation to all of our frontline heroes. Thank you, thank you, thank you for keeping everyone safe. Faced with the single largest spike in positive cases so far, the governor is again pleading for the public's help by staying home. In her daily news conference, she also confirmed that there are now 6 children among the infected. Nestor Lecanto reports.
17 more positives were confirmed Sunday night, and 6 of those cases now include our youngest residents. Public Health Director Linda DeNorsi.
Of course, that was a 1-year-old individual. It's a baby, of course, and it was due to a household contact. In regards to the 10 to the 19-year-old age range, there were 5. And of the 5, 3 are household contacts. 1 was travel-related from Honolulu. And the other one was a social event where they got the infection. It is troubling, and it's just a demonstration again that the COVID virus does not discriminate against age, sex, ethnicity. It is through all socioeconomic statuses. It's a virus, and it doesn't. It's not selective.
The governor adds that unless the public steps up and takes the isolation measures more seriously, the numbers will continue to climb.
I ask the people of Guam again to please abide and comply with these measures. It is very crucial that we do this as we are starting to see more increases in our cases. And the only way that we can decrease these cases, the only way that we can eradicate these cases is through social distancing, through staying home, through decreasing social contact, and so forth.
Meanwhile, the governor has asked senators for legislation authorizing a curfew for all and checkpoints to limit unnecessary travel. But at the media briefing, she said she's not heard back from them when session will be held. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Effective immediately, all public schools are canceled for the remaining 2019-2020 school year. Guam Department of Education Superintendent John Fernandez made the announcement this afternoon. Adriana Cotero has the details.
We've heard the latest information. I mean, just yesterday we learned there were 17 more cases. We've seen the projections from our medical team that really again a lot of that sobering data that we all have to take seriously.
Guam Department of Education Superintendent John Fernandez said following Governor Lulian Guerrero's executive order to further extend the lockdown until May 5th, he made the call to end classes, cancel fourth quarter sports, and close down schools for the rest of the 2019-2020 school year.
We discussed this amongst my leadership team, and I mentioned to some of our board members, there doesn't seem to be any possibility or any scenario where bringing 30,000 students and 4,000 employees back in contact with each other at our school sites on a day-to-day basis. There's just no scenario where that makes sense.
Fernandez sent a letter to the Guam Education Board members this morning informing them on his decision and asking for their support on the matter by suspending certain board policies. The policies up for discussion at the special board meeting scheduled for Wednesday, April 8th at 3 p.m. include grading, promotion, and the service learning requirement for high school graduating seniors.
The third quarter grades seem to be where everybody seemed to reach a consensus on. These are grades that the students did earn through their work and effort, and carrying them over to the fourth quarter, even though We know that some students may have wanted to do better and work harder, or some might have not done as well. We're just going to have to call it even.
Fernandez adds it's highly unlikely there will be a physical graduation ceremony. And due to the unique circumstance, GDOE plans to launch a senior resource page on their website to announce further updates on graduation and credits. Fernandez says it was with great disappointment to make the call to end the school year, but he shares this message to all 30,000 GDOE students.
I want all of our kids out there to know that as we discuss the situation with management, with their teachers and administrators, all of us, were unable to say goodbye to our students this year, and especially to our graduating seniors who, again, we talk about this year's crop being born around 9/11 and now graduating during this COVID-19 pandemic. What an amazing class of 2020, the experiences that they've gone through.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Adriana Cotero.
The Grab and Go meal program and online distance learning support will continue for students throughout the school year that was calendared to end on the 28th of May. This week, Department of Health Director Linda Mpingo-Denorsi will be announcing information about a cluster of positive COVID cases linked to a local faith-based organization.
Yes, there are several places that we've identified, and we're going to be putting that announcement very shortly. And yes, the Iglesia Ni Cristo, all the different areas in the various villages have been identified to be all linked to patients that are COVID positive from that event. That is correct.
Denorsi also confirmed a connection between the Guam cases to a number of positive cases in the CNMI. It was a week ago the CNMI government, when announcing its first two positive cases, said one had recent travel history to Guam, while the other had recent travel to Tinian. In both cases, as part of their trace investigation, they were reaching out to close contacts and members of a faith-based organization. Denorsi confirms today they are linked.
Yes, there has been contacts, and yes, there are two positive cases that came from CNMI that have been involved with this church, and that is correct.
Denorsi did not provide an exact day when further information will be released to the public other than it will be released this week. The Iglesia Ni Cristo Church is located in Dededo. Public Health, in the meantime, has not released any new information on its trace investigation involving Hafaday Bingo in Tamuning. Additionally, you can watch the daily press briefings with the governor live on KUAM TV 8 and TV 11, as well as live on our sister station, I-94 FM. 155 sailors from the USS Roosevelt have tested positive for the coronavirus. About 50% have now been tested, and 1,825 of the more than 4,800 crew members have been moved ashore to locations on Naval Base Guam and at Guam hotels. That is according to information provided by the Navy, which also confirmed that 7th Fleet Commander Vice Admiral Bill Mertz arrived yesterday. He met with the crew of the carrier Theodore Roosevelt and discussed logistics and the ship recovery process with leadership. Separately, national media report that ousted ship commander Captain Brett Crozier has tested positive for COVID-19. A spokesman for Joint Region Marianas declined comments, citing medical privacy laws. Crozier was relieved of duty for writing a memo pleading for help because of the rapid spread of the virus aboard the ship. Navy Secretary Thomas Modly said he removed Crozier for, quote, poor judgment when he copied the memo to more than 20 others besides his chain of command. An estimated 15,000 island residents have either lost their jobs, seen a reduction in their work hours, or have been furloughed since the onslaught of our war against the coronavirus. A deal was signed with the U.S. Department of Labor for Guam a week ago to have access to the new Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program. Unfortunately, local labor director David De La Sola says he, like other departments across the country, are still waiting for guidance from the feds.
Not working on something. I've had plenty, unfortunately, experience dealing with disasters when I was previously a director of labor. So, we are working on trying to come up with modeling to figure out how many claimants there may be, coming up with a budget of how much it's going to take. We're trying to put together a program and administrative costs. So we're working diligently to come up with hard numbers. We're trying to figure out, and this is the hardest part, is how do I figure out a way to get the assistance out to the people when there's a shelter-in-place order.
De La Sola says guidance is expected sometime this week from the U.S. Department of Labor. In the meantime, you can email rapidresponse@dol.guam.gov for more information. Speaker Tina Rose Munoz-Barnes is funding any interim local assistance with local money to assist thousands of displaced workers while they hang in there for federal assistance would jeopardize lives. Quote, the logic here is to use whatever limited monies we have to get the medical capacity to where we need it so that we can save lives. The Speaker's office said when asked why she moved quickly to give the governor extra powers but didn't move on any effort to provide local assistance for those who need it now, the Speaker's office also said Congressman Michaelson Nicholas told the Speaker that any local relief bill would also, quote, risk the expedient implementation of COVID-19 federal aid programs. The Congressman made a similar argument with the local war claims effort, saying it would jeopardize his federal claims effort, but it didn't. 50-bed federal medical stations arrived on Saturday from the U.S. Health and Human Services Strategic National Stockpile through the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA. According to FEMA spokesperson Frank Mansell, the relief remains in storage, waiting for GovGuam to determine the placement. KUAM reached out to GovGuam for details on their plans and have yet to receive a response. Our neighbor islands, the Sinai, has also received critical medical equipment through FEMA. Office of the Sinai governor issued a press release announcing the key resources Governor Ralph Torres requested was field medical hospital beds, medical teams, medical equipment and capabilities, lab testing capabilities with biofire test kits, and more. Mansell told KUAM the CNMI received 100-bed federal medical stations and that Guam has a second shipment on the way. In addition, Mansell says further assistance from the national stockpile also arrived on Guam, but he was unable to disclose the details. Make your end-of-day plans. That is what Dr. Vince Okamoto is advising island residents to do before the predicted COVID-19 surge hits Guam. Dr. Okamoto says you should tell your family what you want done before it's too late.
Do you want to be resuscitated? Do you want to be in the ICU? Because you need to know this right now, is that you will die alone. You will die, with maybe somebody that you don't know, who looks like a space person, fully gowned, plastic glove, and they'll be holding your hand trying to whisper whatever, a prayer, but you will die without your family, you will die alone.
Dr. Okamoto said it's important to know that because of strict isolation measures necessary because of how contagious COVID is, you will not be able to see loved ones at your end time.
Let people know what's going to happen with your body, with your, end of days. And I'm very, very, very serious. I'm not fooling around. Write it down, put it on your refrigerator so when the medics come, they can grab that paper and show it to the emergency room doctor, or call what's called a hospice advisor, for lack of a better word, is that instead of going to the hospital, you may go to something called a hospice or a triage center where you'll get oxygen, you'll get morphine, you'll get treated, you won't suffer. Tell people that you love what you want done when you can't breathe, when the COVID-19 thing starts to take your breath away, because we need to move quickly.
Okamoto reminded listeners and viewers on KUAM's Containing COVID that the virus doesn't discriminate and that the demographic of positive cases stretches across age groups. The, quote, young can be affected too. Meanwhile, the doc reiterated a plea also made by Dr. Tom Shea: get maternity child health patients out of the Guam Memorial Hospital now. Okamoto said GMH has been designated as the COVID hospital, and he doesn't understand why the administration is trying to keep non-COVID patients there.
I think they should have done it last week, so hopefully it'll be done today. There is really no excuse for it not to be done already. We hope they're not waiting for somebody to get hurt. It's ridiculous that it hasn't get done. I just been speaking to all my colleagues at the Guam Regional Medical Center. They're frustrated too because they've been ready to receive for many days. They've worked very hard to ensure that their facility is ready to receive.
KUAM has asked hospital and COVID response team staff why the maternal child health ward is not being moved, and we were told it was in discussions and that elderly and other adults were being moved out of GMH first. But Okamoto tells KUAM the real reason may be that GMH will lose nurses when mothers and children are moved to the COVID-free GRMC.
The reason why this is happening is GMH doesn't want to lose its nurses. A lot of their nurses that work on OB and pediatrics are cross-trained to work in the emergency room and they're trying to get them into the ICU. So basically, this is an even worse reason, is they want to use the same nurses who deliver babies, help do C-sections, to go down and get their hands dirty doing coronavirus patient care. It's ridiculous. It's a stupid idea.
5 GMH staff have tested positive for COVID-19. Stay tuned. We're back with more news after the break.
We are open to serve you at Cars Plus Guam. Need a quick service for your vehicle? Visit our express lane at Cars Plus. Done fast, done right. No appointment needed. Our service team is dedicated to helping you get your vehicle in and out of the shop and back on the road quickly and securely. Simply drop off your vehicle at our express lane driveway, and one of our service advisors will take care of it. Need a ride? Not to worry. We have a shuttle vehicle ready to drop you back home and pick you up when your vehicle is ready. Open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit us today. We are open to serve you.
We value relationships because when we commit,
I love you guys until you're 80, until you're 90, until you're 100, forever.
We are in it for the long run, so you can enjoy the moments that matter. Because when we commit to relationships, we never stop caring. Calvo's Select Care, health care that is always there for you.
King's Restaurants are still cooking up your favorite breakfast, lunch, and dinner plates and have them available for carryout and delivery. Call them in Tamuning at 647-5464 or in Dedito at 637-5464 and order for carryout. For delivery, please download the free Grab and Grub app and follow the instructions to get King's delivered to your door. Be safe and stay healthy until we see each other again at King's.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Off today, everybody. The Guam Police Department's Highway Patrol Division is investigating the island's 7th traffic-related fatality of the year. According to police spokesperson Paul Tapao, at around 8 o'clock Friday night, police responded to a report of an auto pedestrian crash that occurred in Anigua. A red pickup truck was heading southbound along Marine Corps Drive and struck a man walking along the road near 76 Circle K. The individual was transported to Naval Hospital, where he was later pronounced deceased by attending physicians. The case remains under investigation. 28-year-old Misty Pangilinan was arrested accused of robbing a man in Jotnya on April 5th at 1:10 in the afternoon. GPD officers responded to a 911 call. According to spokesperson Paul Tapao, the victim was driving along Artemio Street in Jotnya when Pangilinan blocked him by standing in front of his car. An unknown man approached the driver's side window and started to yell and strike the door. The victim stepped out of his car and the two men started fighting. During this time, Pangilinan entered the victim's car, stole his bag and other personal items. The suspects took off in a dark-colored Honda Accord. Tapao says the responding officers were able to locate the vehicle in the village where Pangilinan was arrested. She was charged with second-degree robbery, guilt established by complicity, and criminal facilitation. She was booked and confined. After a 10-month deployment to Egypt, soldiers from the Guam Army National Guard's 1st 294th Infantry Regiment arrived Sunday and were greeted by Adjutant General Major General Esther Agigi and the Guard's command team. Prior to arriving on Guam, they were at Fort Bliss in Texas, where they were quarantined for 14 days before completing post-mobilization requirements, which included additional medical screening. The soldiers landed at Anderson Air Force Base, and U.S. Air Force public health officials screened them before they deplaned and boarded buses to the Guard's Readiness Center. All soldiers were ordered a stay-at-home as well as a restriction of movement order to comply with current island policies and to help fight the current battle against COVID-19. Rays of light in the form of individuals and organizations have come forward to help frontliners and those vulnerable in the community during this dark time. Joan Ugancharfers has more on the mission of the Wonder Kid Project.
They're a collective of undergraduate students from the University of Guam and Penn Foster College, aimed at helping the community during difficult times. Alana Fergerger, who handles social media engagement, explains the meaning behind the name Wonder Kid Project.
The Wonder Kid name itself is meant to represent hope and admiration. Going with the superhero-esque name, everyone who takes part in our mission, we hope, finds the superhero within them to give opportunity for the community to admire.
According to Point of Contact for Family Assistance, Maria Minas, with the COVID-19 pandemic taking a large toll on the island's healthcare system and affecting the lives of many, the team had a fundraising idea for a startup project to kickstart their mission.
This is a crowdfunding project for our local community on Guam who are heavily affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, such as our frontliners and families facing extreme poverty. Specifically, our main beneficiaries include the Guam Memorial Hospital Volunteers Association, Guam Harvest House, and St. Dominic's. And through your generosity, Your donations can help purchase supplies such as masks, disinfectants, and food.
To date, the group has raised a little over $1,200. Project coordinator Aries J. Moreno.
I understand that it's a very difficult time for everyone, so if you would like to donate, you can go ahead and visit our GoFundMe page through our social media platforms, or you can actually go straight to GoFundMe and find the Wonder Kid Project Guam COVID-19 Relief and donate through there. And if you don't have the means to donate, that's okay. You can go ahead and just share our information through your friends and families.
If you would like to know more, you can follow them on Instagram at The Wonder Kid Project or email them at info.thewonderkidproject@gmail.com. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Goncharfres.
This Wednesday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., the University of Guam is hosting a live stream telethon to support emergency medical personnel responding to the COVID-19 crisis. The telethon will also feature helpful information for you to deal with changing life conditions caused by the COVID emergency. Plus, there will be exciting entertainment throughout the show. You can make donations through the University of Guam's Endowment Foundation website at give.uog.edu, and IT&E customers can text to 4357 and state their donation amount as Help 5, Help 10, or Help 25. Those, of course, for $5, $10, or $25 respectively. UOG's goal is to raise $20,000 to purchase meals, masks, gloves, face shields, hand sanitizers, and other on-site equipment. Again, make sure to check out that live stream this Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. And, of course, you can find the link. We'll be sharing it on KUAM's Facebook page. Stay tuned. Sports is coming up next.
As our island continues to band together to protect our families and communities from the effects of COVID-19, we at GCA want to assure you that we are here for you. Should you need to contact us for any reason, you can chat with us online at www.gta.net, connect with us on Facebook, or call us at 644-4482. Families are at the heart of what we do, and we are committed to keep you and yours safe, healthy, and connected. GTA, we start with you.
Guam is truly a majestic place with its sheer natural beauty, wealth of beaches, and culturally rich landscape. Unfortunately, Guam has a real problem with unwanted invasive species. Help us in preventing their introduction and spread. The coconut rhinoceros beetle, the little fire ant, the African snail, Siam weed. These are just a few of the numerous invasives on Guam. Follow proper custom procedures when bringing plants and animals into Guam.
Help protect Guam. Tell your family and friends about invasive species.
To report invasive species, call 475-PEST.
Want a real taste of New York? The Big New Yorker is back with a big, bold taste and a sweet marinara sauce on a crust that's 30% larger than our large. Handmade to perfection. It's just $9.99 per carryout. The Big New Yorker, only at your Island Pizza Hut.
Right now, there's a lot of unknowns out there. But the one thing that is clear is the importance of your safety, both physically and financially. At First Hawaiian Bank, we are doing everything we can to make things as normal as possible. We've also developed ways to relieve some of the financial challenges you may be facing. We understand it's an uncertain time, but when we stick together, yes, we can get through this. Learn more at fhb.com/relief.
Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. I have some information on the IIAAG canceling all fourth quarter middle and high school sports. We'll get to that in just a bit. But first off, some bodybuilding news on local bodybuilder Rob Lizama out stateside pursuing his IFBB Pro card. Check it out.
It's a big change up, since now the gym's been closed down. So I've been really reaching out to people and getting equipment. So right now I'm training down at home now, so I got my basement gym going on right now, so I'm trying to make things happen just in case anything worse comes down, which the gyms might be closed for a couple more months.
Rob was in the gym 7 days a week for 2 hours each session, grinding and preparing for a chance at a pro card. He's been in the game since 2013, placing every time he stepped onto the stage. Lizama hired a coach to help with the game plan for the most recent contest prep. That was for the MPC Midwest Championship, scheduled for April 11th.
There's a lot of people on Guam that wants to be a pro, especially in bodybuilding now that it's been kicking up, so it would be sick to join a couple of the boys back home that are pros, and then hopefully the next goal will be get onto the Olympia stage, which is the biggest stage for bodybuilding.
Rob remains positive and says no matter the situation, focus on the little things, spend more time with family, on small walks and home workouts.
This is the time where you really got to find it in you and just keep digging and digging and digging and keep going, If you really want something bad enough, you'll find ways. If you don't, then you'll find excuses, So right now, I myself, it's a big change because I'm always in the gym every day. So that's my kind of scene. But now I got to train at home. So I've been buying equipment, making it happen, So if I can do it, anybody can do it.
In a press release sent out by the IIAAG board, after collaborative discussion and a great deal of consideration, the members of the IIAAG board of directors for both middle and high school have decided to cancel all of the league's interscholastic sports activities for the remainder of the 2019-2020 school year. This was a very difficult decision, obviously influenced by the COVID-19 public threat and corresponding government mandates prohibiting social gatherings. The fundamental mission of the IIAAG is to provide and help facilitate fair and safe interscholastic sports competition. Our community is facing an adversary that is bound by no rules and is proven to adversely affect human life. Sadly, this rapidly escalating situation prevents our organization from facilitating a safe interscholastic environment. We truly sympathize with all of our student athletes who are being affected by this crisis, most especially the graduating seniors who will not have the opportunity to enjoy some final memories in high school sports. In national news, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, and Kevin Garnett led a star-studded Hall of Fame class for 2020. Kobe was an 18-time NBA All-Star, 5-time champion, MVP, and was a 15-time All-NBA selection throughout his career. His wife, Vanessa, spoke about her late husband being selected to the Basketball Hall of Fame.
It's an incredible accomplishment and honor, and we're extremely proud of him. Obviously, we wish that he was here with us to celebrate, but it's definitely the peak of his NBA career, and every accomplishment that he had as an athlete was a stepping stone to be here. So we're incredibly proud of him, and there's some solace in knowing that he was probably going to be a part of the 2020 Hall of Fame class.
My family is on whole home Wi-Fi powered by Plume.
Since we installed the Docomo whole home Wi-Fi, what did you guys notice about it?
When you pull up the driveway, it automatically connects, and I don't have to get out of my car right away and come upstairs to go on my phone.
My favorite thing is that it doesn't buffer when I'm watching YouTube.
My favorite thing is that when Addie calls now, there's no lag. Like before, it used to be where I couldn't see her sometimes and I have to hang up and then call her back, and now I don't have to do that.
You know what's a good thing too is that when you come over to visit, I could give you your own password. I can assign a time limit so that I can say that you can only be on it for 1 hour, so that means you won't get in trouble from your mom.
And then you can go home.
The thing that I love the most is that I can freeze the internet for periods of time so that we can enjoy dinner time like this.
Right, you're rolling your eyes. So I'll turn it back on after dinner.
Whole home Wi-Fi powered by Plume. Docomo Pacific, better together.
Inspiration can come from anywhere. Even from the new Triple Lupa from Taco Bell. It's 3 mini chalupas with 3 different flavors.
The new Triple Lupa from Taco Bell. The chalupa deliciously reinvented.
Hafa, I'm Bernie Valencia with Matson. Our local Matson team understands that these are very trying times for everyone. Matson's top priority, like yours, is to keep our families safe and healthy and ensure you have what you need. We'd like to give you peace of mind that Matson's service continues on schedule and uninterrupted. Matson is committed to our weekly service from the United States West Coast to Honolulu into Guam and Saipan. We are working with the Port Authority of Guam and providing the capacity and services our customers need so they can continue to meet your needs. Matson will take all appropriate measures to ensure continuity of service into Guam and Saipan. When we work together to take care of our family and neighbors, we will emerge from this as a stronger island community.
This public service announcement was brought to you by the Port Authority of Guam, KUAM Communications, and Matson.
Welcome back. Here is your birthday shout-outs.
On this April 6th, we all say, and let's make sure we all say it together loud and proud, everybody. Happy birthday to Tara Stefani Lalek. Happy birthday to you from Mommy, Daddy, and Kuya. And happy belated birthday wishes to Edward Rosalind, who turned 63 on the 3rd. Your family is sending all their love. On the 4th, born was Michelle. Happy birthday to my mom. Your son Xander Kai loves you very, very much. Also born on the 4th was Dylan, who celebrated birthday number 5, and Mommy, Daddy, and Sissy are sending all of their love. Also, happy birthday number 23 to Jenica. Happy birthday to our beautiful, caring, and loving daughter. May God bless you always. We love you very much. From Mom, Dad, Jericho, Jacia, Jaden, Grandma and Papa Jigo, and the Sublime and Padilla Familia. Jenny Crisostomo celebrates birthday number 16, and he is getting love from Dad. And Thane Siguenza, born on the 5th. Happy birthday, Thane. We love you very much. From Daddy, Mommy, and Aria. Happy birthday to each and every one.
And that is going to do it for us here on Prime Time. But again, please, we urge you to protect yourself and your family by washing your hands, masking up, and staying home. Good night.